What's up? It's me again here at Armbrust Pro Gym, getting ready to do some back. Right now we are approximately 6 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia competition, and let me tell you, it's starting to get real intense right now. Normally, I've dieted, for 12, 13 weeks, but considering the fact I've been dieting for the past 9, I've been really at it hard, and I'm starting to get really fatigued. So today, I've only gotten probably say just under 150 grams of carbs, which is really low for me right now. Normally around this time of day I'm usually above 200, so just that discrepancy right there causes me to get fatigued, and also lack of speech and things like that, slight irritability and stuff. I mean, today I was talking to my trainer Hani Rambod, and probably wasn't really nice to him today, but that's part about being a pro bodybuilder, is that even though we're doing the cardio hours on end, and we're doing the carb restrictive diets and high protein diets and whatnot, you still have to train. You still have to come in and give it your all. And even though even though right now I feel like I'm ahead, I still have to press on, because right now I know that all the other guys are going to be doing just that, especially after what they saw a couple weeks ago over at Dexter Jackson. So I guest posed with him and Ronnie Coleman, Jay and Troy Alves, and I think I served some notice. So the show is not going to be judged 8 weeks from the competition. It's not going to be judged from this workout. It's going to be judged on September 25th and 26th. So I'm here to kill it, and we're going to start with some lat pull downs. So here we go. Stretching out the lats is, to me, really important, because it helps them grow, but also keeps them away from being real tight when you're trying to hit poses. I mean, right now I'm 6 weeks out, so I'm really trying to do a lot of posing after I train, which I'm going to do today. So I'm just trying to keep everything nice and limber. This is just an exercise that would be supplemented for chins. I just like using a really wide grip, trying to develop, that thickness in the lats, and more width in the lats. Didn't really have a set plan as to what I was going to train today. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to figure out what order. Next off, we did dumbbell rows, but instead of doing them one arm at a time, we used both. This is an exercise that I like to use every now and again to supplement doing underhand barbell rows. This way I can make sure that I'm using both right and left side independently. Whereas, obviously with the barbell, you don't know which side is going to be heavier or not. So, I really want to make sure that one lat isn't going to be bigger than the other. Still been keeping the rep ranges fairly low, just like I did in my off season. I'm still trying to train like it's my off season, but diet like I'm getting ready for the Olympia. For our third exercise, I ended up doing some lat pull downs, but instead of with my palms facing out, I actually had my palms facing in. And what that does is help utilize the lower lats, whereas before I was just working like the outer lats. Every rep of this workout is for the Olympia title, so that's what I think about when I lift these weights. I think about all the times when people are talking about how I don't have a back and stuff. That's what makes me do this. Because those guys were hating on me a long time ago, and now they're eating their words now, so I gotta make them eat them again. As you're pulling down, you're focusing with your elbows, you notice that you're starting to get more contraction, better contraction with your lower lats. And what that's going to do is actually have a little bit more sweep, like from the hip, like all the way up. And that's what we're trying to yield with this particular exercise. Oh yeah, I'm feeling pumped. I mean, I'm doing all right. So next, we end up using a plate-loaded seated row. And I end up working like the lower and outer lats with this particular exercise. Normally when you're doing a back lat spread, everybody wants to get their feet set, and they put their arms forward, and then they tuck their elbows back, hoping to see like all the detail in the lats. Well, that's what I'm trying to visualize with each movement using this seated row exercise.
And I can't lie, ever since they put that Olympia prize money up, I know a lot of us are putting out extra effort. I mean, it's definitely the Sandow trophy. That's the Olympia medals and all that stuff. That means, I mean, it actually means a lot to me, because the money will go away, but the trophies will always be there. But, you know, when it's part of your livelihood and you got family like myself, you know, we do this more than just ourselves. We do it for the fans, we do it for the sport, we do it for our family and friends that support us. So we're gonna get 11.
Lastly, we did some lat pull downs, more lat pull downs, but actually this one was with the handles actually straight up. Whereas normally you'd have your hands a little bit wider. What this does is having them up here and then actually being able to slowly bring them backwards. It reminds me of doing a back double bicep actually, and it helps me visualize what that actual movement is and stimulating the lats. So when I get up on stage and I'm hitting a back double bicep pose and I put my arms in the air and you start to see the arms come down with the elbows coming down, you start to see the detail in the lats. That's what that exercise brought out. All right, you guys, that's it for back. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure did. I'm just right now just really exhausted, just going through all of that. I think, you know, this workout develops a lot of thickness, but also some width at the same time, and that's been something that has been a weakness. But I don't know. I mean, you guys take a look. I mean, I think we're getting there. We're definitely not, you know, there yet, but hey, we got 6 more weeks to pull it off. So, you know, right now I'm gonna get in one of my shakes and hit some poses. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek as what I'm looking like 6 weeks out from Mr. Olympia. Oh, and by the way, my weight is 257 at the moment. I've managed to be able to build some pretty decent sized delts. The only problem is that I have to continually, frequently train them, usually either once or twice a week, because of my biceps and triceps being larger. So right now, I'm really trying to prioritize my shoulders a lot. Normally I just, you know, do like 1 arm, 2 arm, and then, you know, just go as heavy as I could. But we're gonna do giant sets, and what that is that we're gonna start off with like 20 pounds, something very light, and, you know, crank out some reps with it, and then increase in weight 2 other sets, so a total of 3 sets. And we just go until we can't go anymore. When I perform this exercise, I normally like to, you know, really work on my form, whereas other ones, you know, you're just focusing on just glute strength and mass. Since I'm not naturally the biggest guy on stage, I have to get my body to create the best illusion possible. So if I can increase more width to the deltoids, it just makes me look a little bit more cartoonish. A lot of people, they like to use the mirror in the gym, use it to, you know, guide you through the workout as far as your form, and you know, less just to get yourself psyched up. I mean, that should all be in the mind, you know, not in what you'll see. We followed that with some hammer strength, you know, presses, but instead of lying back on the machine, I actually faced forward.
right now, you know, you still want to train, you know, with good intensity, good poundage, but you got to train smart as well. So you don't want to risk of tearing anything, injuring yourself. But like I said, you still want to lift like a bodybuilder. This is a little bit unorthodox to a lot of beginner trainers. You see more intermediate and advanced bodybuilders do this. No particular reason other than just to change things up. Third exercise was rear delts. Normally they're done on the machine where you're actually, you know, standing a little bit upright like this and with the pad up against your chest. This movement is a little different. You know, this exercise is definitely going to help me when I get on the Olympia stage and the judges call out back double bicep. You know, because we're going to hit that shot and you want to see, you know, the bicep, of course, but you also want to see what's hanging, you know, underneath, and that's that rear delt. This exercise, I think, is awesome because your triceps aren't involved. You really can focus on the rear delts, which, hey, you know, anything that I can get me ahead of the competition, the better. So, you know, I like to do this exercise pretty much every shoulder workout. Lastly, for shoulders, we did a machine press, supersetted with side laterals. I like to finish off with this particular exercise because by this time my muscles are already spent, but I know that I have a little bit left in me, so I'm just trying to get as much volume in the muscles as possible. When I turn around and I get my first rep in, it's all business. So we'll call it a hard and soft focus. Soft focus is like right now, I'm kind of like, you know, real out of it. And the hard focus is actually during the exercise where everything has to count. All right, so that does it. 4 more weeks, baby. And another workout accomplished. Now I get to go home and no more carbs for the rest of the day. So pretty much just gonna be dying, eating nothing but fish, freaking tilapia, broccoli, spinach, handful of almonds here and there. And yeah, my life sucks right now. But I'll tell you what, it ain't gonna suck in 4 weeks when I'm stepping on the Olympia stage. All right, you guys, here we are. First exercise, we're gonna do some incline press on the flex leverage machine. Something a little different than what we normally would do. Normally, we would start off probably with some dumbbell presses or, you know, some heavy Smith incline. But what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna start with 7s. That's something that normally we would do toward the end, but I call this front loading. What that means is we're gonna take a weight that's somewhat challenging, and right around this time, it ain't gonna require a whole lot because of the energy levels aren't that high, and we also don't want to get hurt. So what we're going to do is we're going to load this up, and we're going to do 10 to 12 reps of seven sets, and we're going to try to keep the resting periods around 30 seconds instead of 40. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to get into some heavier stuff. I started using this about a couple years ago and realized that for contest prep, it actually works out very well. You don't necessarily have to load it up with tons of weight to get maximum resistance. I'm really just trying to stimulate the upper pecs. That's something that I'm always trying to improve. I really feel that the flex leverage incline press machine has worked great for my side chest, but also just my front relaxed pose, because the fuller the chest can be and it stands up, the better. Last thing you want to do is not practice posing and then get up there and feel uncomfortable because you're tired, you're winded, you've gone through some call outs, and they're asking you to do the most muscular toward the end, and you can't even hit it right. So in between, different exercises, what I'm trying to do is make sure I'm getting some good squeezing, and it's going to definitely bring out some extra hardness
Next off, we did this machine over here, which is the hammer strength machine, but it's with a wide grip, whereas normally I use a narrow grip. We went with the wide grip because, of course, we're trying to build more width in the pec, and it gives me, I would say, better range of movement than most chest pressers do on the machine. Normally, you're just going from right here. This particular exercise, you're starting a little bit wider, just like on a normal bench press, and you're starting here, and then you're slowly coming in here. So you're getting a really good stretch from start to finish. It's about training safe right now. We leave the real heavy stuff for the off-season DVDs. Just like what we did the previous exercise with the wide grip, this one was working on the more narrow grip to work the inner pecs. I found that this exercise, I can load up a little bit heavier and really feel the contraction from start to finish. All the exercises that I pick gives maximum contraction of the pecs, while still eliminating, the tricep and the front delt. So that does it for this particular exercise. We got one more left. We got some 7s over on the pec deck. So let me get this weight stripped down and then we can go hit it. This is definitely, I would say, a staple for any end of a chest exercise. We all need to do some type of fly movement, at least 1 or 2 for any chest workout, and I just find that this one just totally annihilates the chest. Arnold trained in his. Whew. That's it. That's it for chest, you guys. I'm feeling really pumped right now. Been able to, get good contractions and also utilize what I like to call a medium carb day. Usually a medium carb day would be about 200 grams, so that's what I've got in me right now. So actually 180. So I'm just trying to use those carbs to push into the chest and fill that area up as much as possible. Feeling really good right now, feeling real confident, but also cautious with my training and just with all the preparation right around now is not the time to get overly confident and get arrogant and feel that, hey, just because I could do the show in 2-3 days doesn't mean that I don't need to continue to cross all my T's, dot all the I's, and to make sure that I've done everything in my power to pay attention to the smallest detail. So right about now, I'm gonna do a little bit of abs and maybe hit a couple poses and then get on out of here because I gotta eat and then go get some chiropractic work done. So that's it. All right, you guys, here we are. Only a few days left for the Mr. Olympia contest, and I'm feeling real good. Pretty relaxed today. Right now, my weight is pretty close to where we want it. I mean, we're shooting for, the 240 mark as far as being shredded on stage, and I've been able to, hit that mark pretty easily. But right now, what we're trying to do with the diet is just maintain, maximum fullness since we got the conditioning part already down pat. So cardio has been diminished by a whole hour, thank God. So right now I'm only doing like 20 to 30 minutes, whether it be in the morning or at night, depending on how much I weigh. And that's particularly because once you start eliminating all the fat, and you don't want your body to go the other way because your metabolism getting so ramped up that you just, like I said, you don't want to go the other way. It's definitely something that can happen. You can over diet and overtrain at the same time, especially this close to a contest, because you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't want to give up, and you want to keep killing it on the cardio to get maximum, shreddedness and stuff. But for me right now, I know that I've already achieved that part. Now it's just time to stay full and to stay strong in the gym. So today we're going to do arms. First off, we did dumbbell curls standing, but instead of doing them one at a time, I actually did both. That range is usually around 10 to 12 around this time. Normally we try to go super heavy and go 6 to 8, but not for today. For beginners, I would probably say doing this, you don't want to use much momentum until maybe your last set. And that's just so that you get some good quality reps. Really good pumps right now, good contractions. Definitely feel everything in the biceps right now. So the second exercise I was doing was some old school concentration curls. Some people have seen this from Arnold Schwarzenegger and Pumping Iron, and I just tried to steal it and make it my own. Normally you do a concentration curl with your elbow up against your thigh and pretty much admire yourself as you're lifting. But I just wanted to stand up, hold on to something, and then do the same thing. I don't use a whole lot of momentum, with swinging my body as I would sitting down. I mean, you would think, oh, you're sitting down, you'd be more stable, but sometimes you start leaning forward and all this other stuff, and I just feel like this works good for me. And also, Arnold did it. So shout out to the Governor. The only problem with this exercise I've noticed is that a lot of guys will tend to swing their whole body while they're doing this exercise. So if you can really manage to not swing, you actually, in my eyes, get a better contraction. After that, we did some seated incline curls, and seated incline curls I truly believe are a great isolation exercise. Time to bring the pain. Oh, yeah. I've been doing this from pretty much my whole pro career, and I just noticed that I was able to really isolate the bicep. Like as you're getting closer to contest, what we're trying to do on each rep is to make sure that we're keeping our core tight. We don't want our abdomen to expand too much. We want to breathe within the belt. What this is going to do is give you a lot of practice, so then when you're actually up on stage hitting poses, you know how to breathe. All right, so that's it for the bicep portion of this workout. We just finished off with some sevens. Definitely feeling a good pump right now, but work's not over yet. We got some triceps, so we're gonna go over to the press down machine and go hit it. When we started to do triceps, we went with the tricep push down, great pre-exhaustion exercise, and it helps me get pretty much all the heads of the tricep in one exercise. I can really try to focus on the entire movement, from start to finish. A lot of people want to know how I get my triceps the way they are. It's right here. Hard work doing these triceps. Been doing these ever since I started. Reading the flex,
think it was Kevin LeBron's tricep workout or something. So sorry, Kalo, I had to steal your stuff. It's working though.
You know, a lot of people think that, you know, a lot of us got a bunch of secrets and things like that, but I mean, my secret is just, you know, hard work, dedication, and technique, you know, and consistency with all that.
All right, so next off, we did some tricep extensions. Normally we would do them overhead with the dumbbell or lying flat doing some old crushes, but today we just wanted to use the machine side back just to change things up. As I'm depleting, you know, a lot of the fat out of my body, your joints start to ache. So this exercise pinpointed the tricep without having any elbow pain.
This is definitely the part where I like to stress the most, is to finish how you started. You started off with good intensity, you finish with good intensity. So the last thing you want to do is let up off the gas. I mean, heck, man, this is arms, man. Like, you're supposed to get excited. You know, every guy out there, I think every person that works out likes to train arms. So, you know, especially when you get ready for a contest, this should be the exciting moment, because you know that you're going to be, you know, sitting on swole when you walk out of here. So we're not going to let up. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to knock out 4 sets of this, and then go home and go eat. So let's go ahead.
So lastly, we did some dips using a plate loaded machine, and I love it.
Usually on my last and final set workout, I'm trying to set like a rep goal. You know, normally it'd be like 10 to 12 repetitions, but you know, with it being Olympia and everything, I think I should go for 15. If I get 15, then I know I'm in good shape. So
it's just a great burnout exercise. You can go heavy, you can go light, you can go one hand, you can go both, you can change up grips. It's just a great overall exercise.
all right, there you have it. Last arm day completed. 2009 Mr. Olympia. 2009 Mr. Olympia prep, that is. Hopefully they'll call me Mr. Olympia 2009 on Saturday night. Definitely feeling good right now with the results of this workout. Arms have always been a pretty big strong point in my physique, but I think this year, of all years, the rest of my body started to catch up. And that wasn't because I wasn't training arms, it's just that the volume was different, the exercises were different, but also the intensity was different on my other body parts. So with that said, I mean, you know, right now I feel like I'm probably at my most complete, you know, structure that I've ever been at so far. You know, I'm pretty pleased at where we're at. You know, we got another whole week to go, you know, 8 days left. And, you know, I'm starting to get really excited. I picked up my pros and trunks today from Christine Marsh Designs, and they're looking good. So they fit perfect. And I know they're gonna look, you know, amazing, you know, come showtime. So, like I said, I'm feeling real good. I'm probably gonna come in later, maybe do a little bit of back, and do some abs and do a little bit of cardio. But today's gonna be a little bit more higher carb day, probably get around 400 grams today. I'm gonna shoot thoughts back and forth to my trainer, Honey Rambod, and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, I gotta get out of here. So this is The Gift, signing out.